The boy was climbing up the van and got on top.
When the video was filmed, was probably one of the worst weeks of my life. I had stepped away, had a little cry at the edge of the tree line.
The mom was laying on the blanket on her phone.
If you don't see anything about my kids, that means I'm doing a f***ing terrific job. That means I'm winning.
Acacia Kersey is getting major attention for a recent parenting scandal. She's been known to ignore her kids and place them in compromising situations. But this time her toddler managed to get himself in a harmful situation and Acacia was nowhere to be seen. So let's get into it. So we're going to be talking about Acacia Kersey and what she's been up to lately because she's found herself in big trouble. Now, if you guys have seen my previous videos on Acacia, you would know that she has been popular for a long time. And she's one of those original family channels who was a teenage influencer who had children quite young and then exploited them on the internet. And she showed off her bad parenting. Well, she and her husband actually recently broke up after 4 years of marriage. Keep in mind that she and Jairus have 3 children together, Brinley, Rosemary, and Callie. Acacia shared on Instagram that yes, I'm single. I've been single for a bit. Yes, I have all my kiddos. No, I do not have a story time. And yes, I don't know what else to say.
So I stayed so many times in the worst conditions solely because I wanted to make sure that people knew I would never give up on them. Because in my heart of hearts, I will love someone until they tell me not to.
So Acacia is alluding to the fact that she and her ex-husband Jairus have also been in rough patches before. And it seems like she was willing to stay, but he was maybe fed up. I mean, it must have been hard for him to want to stay with her because she has been so messy. And it's not the same as it was, 10 years ago when she was making a ton of money as her aesthetic online. Nowadays, she's constantly caught up in scams like I believe the Visco filters and more. But now she's single and ready to mingle, and she said that Young Gravy actually hit her up, which is so cringe. There was a point in 2021 and into 2022 where she disappeared for a bit, and we really had no idea what was going on, but it's clear now that they were divorcing. So now let's talk about why she's in trouble now and how being a single mother maybe isn't really working out for her. Someone wrote online, Acacia is in her healing era. And what healing has she done, to be exact? Defending groomers and guys with SA accusations, saying women who call her brother a groomer are liars. Oh yeah, her whole family, oh my gosh, her father, you guys trigger me. Her father is so insane. If you have not seen my video about him, definitely go and check that out. Now, I didn't want Acacia to struggle as a single mother and out here on her own trying to save her reputation, but she just ends up doing it anyways. And I just don't think that she's necessarily prepared to be a mother, which is scary because she has a 5-year-old or maybe even 6 at this point. Anyways, she actually posted online that, you haven't really seen her with her kids because she's doing so great.
If you don't see anything about my kids, that means I'm doing a f***ing terrific job. I love hearing that. I love it. That means you don't get an ounce. You don't get a sliver. You don't even get to see the tiniest, littlest part because I don't want you to. So, that means I'm winning. Thanks for reminding me. I love it. Again, I've talked about it before, but what I put on the internet is what I'm allowing people to criticize, and therefore, a drawing in the background, you can't criticize it. Their clothing, can't criticize it. My custody schedule, you can't criticize it. So it's not on the...
One of the reasons why Acacia has found herself getting criticism on the internet is because she does tend to neglect her children. Actually, Rosie is someone I've been worried about for some time. Ever since I learned about Acacia's story, we've talked about how Rosie hasn't been treated right. And I believe recently another one of her children were spotted on top of a van, and there doesn't seem to be any parent in sight.
These photos and videos were posted in the Eugene, Oregon subreddit, and it is a series of photos and videos of Acacia's children just not being watched over by her. There's a couple of photos of her. She starts off on the blanket with her child, slowly moves away from her, and then eventually just leaves her alone on this blanket. And as you can see, this is the street right here, leaving this baby next to the street. And this is Acacia coming out of the forest by herself where she went to go take pictures of herself. while leaving her children out and alone. This post says, my friend was at a park playing with her kids. She sent me a snap of some kid climbing on top of a van while his mom had walked off into the woods and left her 3 kids alone. She then goes on to say that she felt so bad for the kids. The mom was laying on the blanket the whole time taking selfies and ignoring her kids. She also said the kids looked dirty and the little boy had a full diaper with no pants on. I guess the mom left and walked off into the woods and didn't say anything to the kids and left her baby on the blanket, which was close to the road. That's when the little boy climbed on top of the van and the oldest little girl ran into the woods to go get her mom. And then they're saying after the mom ripped the little boy off the roof, she went straight back to being on her phone and ignoring the kids. I did hear a rumor that her ex-husband has custody of them, so I guess that makes sense.
Now, we don't necessarily know their custody agreement, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does have them more. And you can see people are concerned about these kids. I mean, Rosie on the blanket alone as always, which is just so sad. And she's just casually strolling out of the trees. So when she came out of the woods to go and get her son, she was just, walking on by. If she cared about her son at all, she would be sprinting over to the van to get him down. And it looks like Acacia was living her best life in the woods, taking little, sexy wood pictures, while their kids are struggling near-death experience. This person's making such a valid point. She's been neglecting her kids for years, especially the little girl with special needs. Don't let her new Instagram and TikTok persona fool you. She's trying to rebrand, but she is a thief and neglects her children.
Here's the little boy on top of the van. I cannot believe that. How scary is that? And no one is around watching him. At this point, Acacia is in the woods. What is she doing in the woods?
Is that
You can hear Acacia at the end because she's coming out of the woods. She said, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Now, this situation's bad when random people who don't even know who she is are recording her and then posting it on Facebook out of concern. And now there are tons of people on the internet sharing this because it shows how irresponsible she is. And now that she's starting to pop up back on everyone's feed, they want everyone to know who she is and what kind of mother she is, because this type of behavior is concerning. And now there are just, normal civilians reporting this.
This is the statement from the person who filmed Acacia and her kids. She said the mom was gone for 10 to 15 minutes. The baby was on the blanket the whole time. The little boy and girl were playing with my friend's kids. When the mom got up and went to the wooded area, my friend and the other parents noticed but thought she'd be right back. It wasn't until after 5 or 10 minutes that they got worried that she wasn't coming back. Another mom was calling the police, and my friend was actually recording her own kids on the merry-go-round when the little boy went to the van, opened the door, and climbed inside. That's why the beginning of the video is cut off, because my friend's kids were in it. The little girl ran off into the woods to get her mom when her brother went inside the van. Then after a few minutes, they saw the boy was climbing up the van and got on top. That part happened really fast, and my friend's husband and another dad were about to go over and get the boy down when the mom came out of the woods finally. The mom that was on the phone with the police told them the mom came back. I'm assuming the cops didn't come, but we don't know for sure since my friend left shortly after everything happened. When she left, the mom was laying on the blanket on her phone again. My friend said the little boy fell off the merry-go-round at one point.
It's sad to see how nothing changes, because this moment out of so many are just another instance of her acting like a bad mom. Don't forget the medical negligence that she did to Rosie. Poor baby had to go into heart failure for her mom to actually take her illness seriously. As soon as she got a feeding tube, she was thriving and started becoming well. And this person brings up a valid point. I talked about this in a video. And then they took Rosie, who just had heart surgery and has a feeding tube, on a camping trip, who just had a major surgery, and this is a baby. And Acacia's been known for leaving Rosie just on the ground chilling, and their dog will jump on her. So she's had major health issues, and they've got a dog just pouncing on her while Acacia is, taking selfies or maybe playing video games.
I'm going to talk about this one time and one time only, because I'm so tired of this story being talked about. Not that this is going to end the story being talked about, but at least there's some room in here for my voice to say something. And before people get pissy at me for being passive-aggressive or mad, I have the right to be, and I don't give a fuck. Okay, so I was working my job, which I did every Thursday night for 2 to 4 hours. And during that time, my daughter was with my very capable ex-husband. During that time, during my stream, I hear crying, well, actually everyone else can hear it before me because my noise canceling headphones. And they're like, hey, what's going on with the crying in the background? I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? And I take my headphones off, and I'm like, oh my God, there's crying in the background. So I go and check, even though I don't have to, because like I said, she's in the capable hands of her loving father. I'm not in any rush because I know she's in capable hands. He says, don't worry, I've got it all handled. There's nothing I can do. I can't console her because he's consoling her. I can't hold her, he's holding her. There's nothing that I could do playing with our dog and our dog accidentally backing up into our daughter. What else was I supposed to do? So I go back to my job and I'm like, everything's fine, because before I even sat down at my computer, she stopped crying. No neglect, no abuse, so stop being snarky little bitches.
She seems to have an excuse for everything, and I think the root of all these problems are the exploitation of her children on the internet in the first place. Or just maybe her sick obsession with being an influencer and not, necessarily working a real job or those things, which, I'm a YouTuber now. I'm not trying to throw shade, but, I used to have a full-time job. I went to college. I know what it's like to work 40 hours a week, and that's why I work 40 hours a week. This person writes that Rosie was starving, and when she finally gained some weight due to the hospital stay, you could tell that Acacia wasn't feeding that baby. Someone else included that Rosie was like 1 to 2 years old, weighing no more than 15 pounds. And because she has put everything on the internet, she's had to constantly explain herself and why it gets to this point.
Before that they are fine and good and healthy and happy, and we're celebrating Christmas the best that we can, but I don't want to answer any questions about personal things in their life, and I don't have to say I hope that is respected. That should be respected. So thank you for that.
I will truly never forgive the fact that she's constantly leaving her daughter, who has special needs, Rosie, on the ground for hours, and then posting videos where you can see her in the background. It's all just like so neglectful. You can tell that these aren't her, at least from what we see, it doesn't seem like they are her priority. I don't want to put that assumption on her because I'm saying it's just what we see. We don't see everything, but what we do see, it isn't pretty. Now, I haven't had any children, but it doesn't look like Rosie was trying to crawl there. She seemed pretty still. Because people are coming for Acacia again, she has had to address some things, and this person wrote on Twitter, in the middle of her biggest parenting scandal yet, Acacia manages to make a video crying on the internet to tell us that she's worthy of making content and clearly has no intention of getting a real job to provide for her family. Which I think is so frustrating. Like, why is everyone so scared of a real job? Like, everyone's working a real job. I just don't know, like... It just seems such a first world problem, and a privilege that she's never really had to go out there and really make a hard living for her children.
There was a video that went around that someone took of me and my kiddos at the park where my youngest was climbing on top of a car. I've been on the internet an extremely long time, where I know that the internet loves to take stuff like that and then also play the game of telephone and add more to it. Things like I had left them completely unattended for an extended period of time, taking photos, taking selfies, playing video games. People had to come retrieve me from the forest to help my son down from the car. That week, specifically when the video was filmed, was probably one of the worst weeks of my life in terms of domestic violence. That was one of the worst weeks of my life, and I had been continuing to ask for help from people close to me. I'm sorry, hold on. I did think that I'd cry about this, and nobody was helping. I was doing it all alone, and I had said that so many times that I was in an unsafe environment, and nobody was listening. So in that video, I had stepped away, had a little cry at the edge of the tree line where I could see all 3 of my children, and then I noticed Callie started going for the car, and that's when I started walking back.
Now, we don't play with DV, and whatever Acacia went through, I really hope that she can heal from that, because that sounds traumatizing, and she was clearly emotional. Just I don't know like how those two, I guess she is trying to explain like how that moment happened by saying that she was just emotionally, like, I guess, overwhelmed or, going through it. So it's like she's kind of acknowledging that she was, I guess, being neglectful, but she's explaining it away by saying that she was mentally not there, I guess, which is kind of why people were concerned in the first place. So it's not really like explaining it, but rather like kind of solidifying it. Because of her emotional post, people have been asking her what's up, and she wrote this long explanation talking about what has been going on with her and how she has been away, and just the domestic violence, I guess, that she went through. And if her ex did this, or a partner or something, I really hope that she does try to seek justice, but it sounds like she almost tried to and people weren't listening to her. So, I mean, people are paying attention now. People did not like this explanation. I mean, you could pause it and read if you'd like to, but it's just kind of like a playbook in what Acacia usually does to try to avoid a scandal. But some people are bringing up her OF, saying that she's on her OF, but not, you know, paying attention to her kids, which I think, like, you can't really... I mean, I understand what they're saying here, but you can't really say it. OF is very complicated. She could have like someone who completely runs it for her. So really, who knows? I didn't know she was on there. Honestly, I'm a little surprised. But if it helps her support her children, then go for it, because all we want is the best for those kids, and that's where these random people at the park are concerned about. And you know, it led into other people finding out who this was, and I think it's just another chapter in this big book, and everyone's curious to when it's going to end, or when things will at least get better. Let's go ahead and open this P.O. Box package item. It looks like it's from the Seek Cheap Shop located in Texas. I was using this to eat a cucumber. I've literally been eating so many cucumbers lately in my video. Well, while I'm filming my videos, not in my videos. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Wow, I love the packaging. It says, fragile, do not jam or squeeze into mailbox. Handle with care, pretty things inside. So it looks like we've got a business card right here for the Seek Cheap Shop. Then we've got some stickers, which are really cute, thank you. And then we've got a coupon right here. I'll link everything below, by the way. Let's go ahead and open this letter right here. Dear Sloan, I've been watching your channel for some time now, and I love how you expose the Holly weirds. As a thank you for being awesome, I've included some random items from my e-commerce store. I sell bargain priced items ranging from fashion accessories, beauty supplies, home decor, and some stationery. I've included some sunglasses, a bracelet, Make-A-Wish necklace, a couple of pens and stickers, and eyeglass display. Oh, cute. In case you're in one of those people who have trouble finding your glasses, you'll always know where they are. Oh, that's awesome. I can only find a Yorkie shaped stand. Sorry. I hope you like everything. Thank you for supporting small businesses like mine. You are truly amazing. I appreciate everything you do. Oh, Karen. Yeah, that Karen. Owner. Oh my gosh. Owner of the Seek Cheap Shop. The pens are touchscreen. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Okay, I'll go ahead and check this out. Let's get into it. So right here, it looks like we have some accessories. It looks like a phone socket thingy here. I guess this is a bracelet. Is this a bracelet? Oh yeah, okay. We've got this cute pen right here, which I really love because I love just like taking notes on my notepad. How do you, okay, there we go. Look at these sunglasses. I feel like I need to wear these in Vegas. I'm going to Vegas at the end of the month. Cute. I'm actually going to P-Town soon as well. If you guys have ever been, comment below. What should I get into when I'm there? Oh, we've got a necklace right here, a little butterfly. Oh, this is cute. I wonder how many inches it is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that on. Then we got a blue version of the pen right here for the bully. Okay, I'm confused at what this is. Yorkshire gun. Oh, cute. So it's a little like, oh my gosh, little stand. Okay, I'll have to figure out how you do this. Something with the nose. Yeah. It looks simple enough. It's like 4 pieces, but cute. I love dogs. You guys know that. I love all these items. They are so cute. Actually, I really like these sunglasses. Like, even wearing them in the video right now. Should I just wear sunglasses in my video? That is so, like, douchey, right? Not cute. Anyways, thank you so much, Karen. I'll list everything below, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.